Welcome to Spotlight. I'm Colin Lowther.
And I'm Liz Waid. Spotlight uses a special English method of broadcasting. It is easier for people to understand no matter where in the world they live.
A computer screen shows a cold land. It is covered with snow and ice. A young girl walks through the snow. She is wearing clothes made of animal skins. An Arctic fox walks beside her. This dog-like animal is white like the snow. Suddenly, the ice under the girl and fox begins to move. They run and jump to escape. They climb mountains. They run away from huge polar bears. They talk to the wind and the stars. The girl, Nuna, and her fox are the main characters of a new video game. The game is named Kisima Ingit Tuna. Its English name is Never Alone. It is the first video game based on an indigenous or traditional native culture. Today's spotlight is on the video game Never Alone.
The Inupiat people live in Alaska, in the far north. It is a cold and snowy place. Yet people have survived there for thousands of years. The Inupiat have many ancient cultural traditions. However, their way of life has changed. For example, people now have video games and television. Young people often prefer these to their cultural traditions. Now, the customs and traditions of the Inupiat are disappearing. But people are finding ways to continue indigenous traditions in Alaska. One of these groups is the Cook Inlet Tribal Council.
The Cook Inlet Tribal Council wanted to teach young people about their traditional stories and cultural history. So they decided to make an educational video game. But they wanted it to be a good quality game that was fun to play. They began work with Sean Vesey of Eline Media. He had worked on many successful video games. Vesey and the Cook Inlet Tribal Council created the world's first indigenous video game. They called this game Never Alone. Vesey describes the game to the news organization NPR.
The main story is based on a traditional story called Kunuk Soyuka. It is the story of a snowstorm that never ends. This blizzard is causing problems for a family. In the traditional tale, the son wants to find what is causing this unusual weather. The story goes that this boy goes out. After some time, he comes to the cause of the blizzard. Using his intelligence, he finds a way to stop the blizzard. And I will not tell about everything that happens, but that story offered many ideas that were great for a game.
members of the Tribal Council and video game experts did a lot of research to make Never Alone. They talked to many community members. They especially talked to older people, artists, and storytellers. They wanted to hear traditional stories. Then they wrote a version of the Inupiat stories for the game. They made written subtitles in 10 languages. These words appear at the bottom of the screen in a player's native language. But the voice in the game always speaks the traditional Inupiaq language. On the website Kotaku, Evan Narcissus reviews the effect of this spoken story.
The voice-over words in Inupiaq makes it feel real and special. Even those who do not understand Inupiaq can understand the humour, importance, and sadness. It is more meaningful than simply reading words at the bottom of the screen. I felt like I had travelled somewhere. I felt I was learning about the people and history of southwestern Alaska while playing Never Alone.
But Never Alone is not just educational. It is also fun. It is a platformer game. Gamers move Nuna or Fox up and down different platforms or levels. They jump from platforms such as clouds, mountains of ice, and wooden buildings. They have to solve questions and problems to keep moving. In the game, Nuna uses a weapon called a bowler. The bowler looks like a stick. It is a traditional wood weapon. She can throw or spin the bowler to protect herself and Fox.
The Cook Inlet Tribal Council and Sean Vesey wanted to be sure that the Inupiat people thought it showed their culture correctly. They also wanted local people's opinions on playing the game. So they tested the game in Inupiat communities. Vesey told NPR about their good results.
Our trips to Alaska really changed us as game developers. We went to a school with an early version of the game that kids could play. Kids were really excited. You could see their body language. They were leaning forward. They had a lot of great ideas about what we should include and what we should be careful about.
Soon afterwards, the game was launched. People all over the world could now play Never Alone. It won many awards, and many gamers gave Never Alone good reviews. They said it is beautifully designed and interesting to play. But the game is also reaching its goal of connecting people to traditional culture. Daniel Starkey wrote a review of Never Alone for the website Eurogamer. Starkey is a Native American. He wrote about how powerful it felt to play an indigenous game.
I have learned this belief inside of me that there is no point in trying to keep traditions alive. I feel that in a few generations they will be lost no matter what I do. Never Alone is different. The fact that it exists challenges me. It does not make me feel sorry for myself. It stands against everything that I have grown to be. It tells me to be better, and it also shows me how.
Amy Frieden works with the Cook Inlet Tribal Council. She says that reviews like this make her cry with happiness. The Inupiat way of life may change, but the stories of their people will always be real and important. As Frieden told Eurogamer,
"This is a new way of storytelling for our people. Storytelling has been this important tool for Alaska Natives to pass on wisdom to the next generation. Before Western influence, we did not have written language. It was all a spoken tradition. We had storytelling and this art form called scrimshaw, the art of drawing stories on animal bones. Never Alone brought these to life on screen. It was completely emotionally moving. These are our stories, presented in a new way."
The writer of this program was Rena Dam. The producer was Bruce Gulland. The voices you heard were from the United States and the United Kingdom. All quotes were adapted for this program and voiced by Spotlight. You can listen to this program again and read it on the internet at www.radioenglish.net. This program is called Never Alone, a cultural video game.
Tell us what you think about today's program. You can leave a comment on our website or email us at radio@radioenglish.net. And find us on Facebook. Just search for Spotlight Radio. We hope you can join us again for the next Spotlight program. Goodbye.